Hello, I'm Gary, and I am going to be talking about this chapter, this topic, which is about creating a meaning with time. Creating meaning with time. Okay, by doing so, let's go to the first slide. There's actually different kind of size letter or design. Like when you see on the first one, the black letter is actually the more well we're gonna actually by talking on this by presenting this little slides with all the words that are on it. We can see actually that we gonna travel from um, an old time all the way to a more modern time. um, when you see the black letter is more like hand drawn, like when you see the shape of the letters and stuff. It's more like because it was actually used for uh, writing the Bibles, translating the Bibles, and they use mostly handwriting for writing the letters, and so you can actually see that the black letter is more like hand drawn more than mechanical. But when you go up to the next one, the humanist, it's more mechanical. It does look more mechanical, but you still can see some human style on it, like it's human touch on it. And then when you move on to the next one, the old style, well, it's still more mechanical look, but you still actually have this. It's actually there's less hand drawn effect on this one, but you still have it on it. And then when you go to the transitional look, um, it's actually using the Georgia font, and this one, well, is a transitional between um, this hand drawn type to the mechanical draw and the mechanical model. And well, when you jump onto the modern one, it's really like you can see that the forms are just perfect. As you see you can see that there is a upper and lowercase, and you can see that it's really more mechanical. The lines are really straight, and the shapes they are really more round. When you go up to the slab serif, well, there's actually a little history on it. It's really related to the Egyptian history, and but it appears before actually the modern time, the modern type. It was actually before it, but it appeared to have a large display on um, uh, porters, meaning that um, there there is more this Egyptian typefaces. It's actually related to to the Egyptian history, but it actually was often called the Egyptian typefaces. And then when you go on to the next one, the animus sense, it is actually used with the Arial font, which is very mechanical, and you can actually see that the O's are really round and the N's are actually a little taller when you compare to the geometric sense. And then the humanist sense is more what humanist when you is when you compare actually the shapes on the of the letters, they are actually um, less surrounded sound. And then finally you can see that the geometric sense is more perfectly rounded, and well, as it says over here, geometric is really geometric type. Let's move on to the history of type. You can actually see that we go from the old time to the contemporary or modern time, and you can see actually that the black letter is more personal all time, but more personal because it's more, as we said earlier, hand drawn. The letters are more hand drawn, and then when you go on to the contemporary time, it's actually more mechanical when you have geometric sense, animal sense, and humanist sense. But then, at the middle of old and contemporary time, you actually have this transitional type, actually, this transition between the old and the contemporary type. So that's pretty much what I want to talk about this one. And then when you move on to the next one, okay, this one is actually different type that can well, if we use it's important to use the case when you choose the font. The case, if it's gonna be italics, it's important to choose the style, the letter spacing, the weight. It's really important. Well, when you can actually see, if you can look at Georgia, the second Georgia, it's actually all bold. It's actually not a good idea because um, um, it it's a little more louder, and it's just like it, it's almost yelling um, at the reader. So it's actually not a good idea of using the, especially in a long, very long text, to use bold. But when you see the next one, it goes like from louder to really more quiet. Like when you see the last Georgia is more quiet, but then when you compare to the trebuchet, which is the last one, um, it is more, actually, the last trebuchet is actually more quiet than the first one. We're actually gonna be talking about it, but like we go from a louder one to a quiet one, a quiet maybe message that comes out from the word. And then, well, here is actually the a little uh, table that can explain to us the impact that the font can have on when you choose a font. You can actually see that impact is usually the loudest one. When you shoot the impact, but it can also be quiet, but not as quiet as when maybe Trebuchet or even Georgia. So it is important to really understand that the words and the font and the style or the letter spacing will affect actually the way reader will read our the text that we're gonna be showing. So, well, that's pretty much all what I wanna talk about in this video. Hopefully, it was clear enough. Mahalo.